Alright, folks. We are 2 builds away from PyScience 2. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. right, it is time to flow the pYscience 2. The final ingredient, good alien sample. Better process allow you to produce better quality material. Pure and ready to use collection of primary alien DNA from this planet. Yes, sir. 1 stack, please. Holy cow. Oh. So I had to do something off screen. Let's make sure this pops. Come on, LTN. Come on. There you go. There it is. Pie-size stuff. Oh, that should be pie-size stuff too. I mislabeled it. Okay. The Vrauk cocoons. The saga of the Vrauk cocoons has continued. Well, over here, let's see. Yeah, here it is. I am no longer collecting Vrauk cocoons from here because there wasn't enough Vrauks and for the bees and all that. And so the cocoons just got destroyed. So I came down over here and I implemented the Vrauk food with a new Vrauk cocoon build only. 4 breeders. And you wouldn't believe how fast this thing is. With the Vrauk food level 2 Vrauk modules. It is insane. Oh, interesting. Why do I have Oh, these are backed up. That's why. They didn't take them in, so... Holy cow! Oh, look how slow this is. Oh my god, that is so slow. I have these limited to 1 stack. You know. I look at this as... These are very, very long belts with very minimal product inside them. You know, that's how I look at trains. Holy cow. Now, I don't think I could support 3 of these. However, I'm hoping that the consumption rate on the pYscience 2 isn't going to be insane. But we will find out. We shall find out. Well, you know, when we run the research. What I'm going to do is let this buffer up, and then we'll go through... We'll queue up at least 1 research, or... Well, we'll queue them all up. I have more confidence in the power. 41%. Holy cow. You can see here that we're doing pretty good. And I've been running this base like crazy, too. Well, buffering all this. And also, what you can see here is we have plenty of steam on hand. And the power looks pretty good here. Yeah, like I said, I think what happened was... Wow. These are just running. Now, this is actually 2 belts of coal coming through here. I am going to do the power, but I think I'm going to run a research to see how everything runs. You know, but yeah, I think I'm going to... and I got to do the cotton guts, too. The cotton guts have to be beefed up as well. And those things chew up a lot of power. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. But what I want to do is see what happens here. Get this thing buffered up, and then we'll run some research, and we'll stress test the base that way. But yeah, I got those 2 projects I want to get done: the cotton guts and the additional power. What I'm thinking is connecting that tank to the power wires, and then have a power switch set up to kick that power system on when we need it. So it's like a backup power system. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. Here we go. 4, 5, 6, or should I say 3, 2, 1, 0, baby. And there it is. Pop. pYscience 2, baby. Finally. Episode, what? 115 Holy crap. Look at all that science we're getting. Oh, yeah, and this one, these are going now, too. And that's going to fill this train up pretty quick. Look at that. Oh, look how it looks on the train. The fluid in the chamber. It's like you plug it into the thing there. What do we got? 36? Wait a minute. Oh, this one. Oh, that's facing the wrong way. There we go. Now we got it. I was like, wait a minute. 36. That's 2. Yeah, autosave. All right. So we'll have, what, 40 something. 48. 48. Yeah. Oh, 56. 56. 54. There you go. Math is hard. Especially after I've been going at this all day. Okay. What's coming in here? Oh, moss. 1,000 moss. Speaking of moss. Ooh, look at this thing. It's running now. This thing, the moss build has been running like a champ. I've been watching it every so often, you know, because of the Vrauks and stuff. But yeah, this thing is just cooking. It's been a solid build. And the seaweed hasn't been running that much, but yeah, look at that. About 6 of them. With the with the carbon dioxide and saline water, we haven't run this in this, you know, with the more advanced recipe here, and this thing has been, I haven't had a problem with seaweed or moss. Just getting enough of it via train has been the challenge. Yeah, been running really good. Haven't had to deal with the Ulrichs yet. What are we using these guys for? Oh, the bone marrow. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we got? 75. So I'm going to let this buffer up. We have it. There it is. iScience 2. All right, we did it. Okay, so I'm going to cut back in when this all buffers up, and then we'll run our first research. Yes. Okay, folks. It's been 24 hours since the last cut. And yeah, power didn't do too well for the spin up. Here it is. Okay, it's all done. Trains are here. 200. And I sent a train over here just to get this to stop requesting, because this is on TSM. So that I had to just send it, buffer the belt. I went and did a U-shaped belt here. And I could do a splitter here and go this way, but you know, it's fine the way it is. I just wanted to get it done. And so it was so bad. I was so worried about power that I had to get that done. And then so this is a great way to find, you know, flaws and bottlenecks and stuff when you run something hard, you know. I was like, all right, let's do this, you know. I don't think, oh, moss is a big problem because it requires, you know, we're looking at 400 moss for this thing. And so it's going to suck up 800 moss. And I have to fix something, but I want to run the science before I start messing with the moss build here. I think it's, where are we at? Here it is, right here. It's hard to see. Now, I have to bring more stone trains in here. I'm only doing 1. So I have to have 2. 1 on the way and, you know, 1 unloading while 1's on the way kind of thing. Because, yeah, it farted out. The stone farted out. I think carbon dioxide did okay. I also these belts are 5 soil machines on 1 yellow belt is not a thing. I gotta separate that out. But it's only going to here. I don't know. This might be overbuilt, or I had to look at Helmut again. So that's another thing that I found. I didn't touch the cotton guts yet. I will. It's just not on the docket. But this is what it's on the docket, I should say. Oh. Okay. Now, I have a little test here I want to run with you guys. I'm looking for... Oh, yeah. Things are running because I was building. All right. Now, lard ran out on me. So here is what I had. I didn't realize we had this recipe. I was looking for a way to, like, okay, is there any way to get lard except, from rendering, but, what's going on with the lard, I had to familiarize myself with this specific thing. We need lard for the oleochemicals. Well, it turns out that I can take brains and make them into lard because the oleochemicals ran out on me. The lard ran out, the oleochemicals ran out, so then I couldn't make the honeycomb, the empty honeycombs. And it turns out that the honeycombs get part of the bee process here. I don't know. I question this recipe, just like the Coralexes. I question that the 2 Coralexes go in, the 2 adults, assuming male, female, right? Male, female makes 3 cubs, but you don't get your Coralexes back. All the recipes, aside from that, you just feed them in and out. They go in, they come out. So you get your originals back. Bees, we have a mortality rate. We have a potential failure on our queen bee. I like the idea of different recipes, but I don't understand why that recipe you don't get your male and female back for rebreeding. So I think that recipe needs to be changed, based on the fact that it's a mammal, 2 mammals. It's not like an insect, I understand the archwood's not coming back because the queen basically eats them. I don't know, for food. I don't know. Sometimes, like insects like the mantis, I think, it rips the head off of the male and kills the male. I don't know why it's nature. It's weird, right? Okay, anyway, so we find out through this recipe here where we're making the maggots. We put the honeycombs in, but we get a used comb out, which I don't understand the honeycomb turning into a comb in this instance, but I can accept that. So what happens is we lose that comb because we don't have a recipe we don't have the tech unlocked to take the comb and melt it into wax and then reform it with a little bit of loss. So we always have to have this machine right here, the honeycomb machine, always. This is a part of every build. Now, I expanded this thing, as you can see, quite a bit because I think 2 things happened. I lost my... one was my screw up because all my archwoods got consumed in the render and there was none left for the breeding process. So that was my screw up. So as you can see, I got I'm using the belt to keep the case from being available. So the passive provider only gets archwids when we have them, or a surplus, Now, I found a bug with the barreling, as you know. Oh, I moved this over here, by the way. I found a bug with this barreling, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I think I figured it out. Because what happened was I ran out of lard, and that means this oleochemical thing shut off. I think it's called oleochemicals. Oleo. Now, this, I had a few spurts of lard, but this shut down. And the inserter won't insert the empty barrels into the barreling machine at all. So what happens is the fluid inside here runs out, and this inserter, this thing is bugged. There's a bug with this. The inserter will no longer insert because the chemical, whatever is in here, the fluid ran out. And I have a test case down here to showcase this. Now, what I have here is 5,200 water in here. I just shut the pump off. And I could take this off here, but I just wanted to fill the water up. Now, I am going to put a couple barrels in here, and I'm going to fill it up with water. And you see that I have 1,000 water, and it's kicking out the water barrels. Everything is fine. Now I'm gonna shut this. I'm gonna flip this that way. Okay. Now it takes the fluid out. which I thought was interesting. That because I've tried this with a pump, you can evacuate the fluid in the water in the barreling machine, which is kind of interesting. Now I'm going to stick these in here, and I'm going to flip it back, and look at that. There is water in here, and the inserter does not insert the water barrels, or the empty water barrels. Pick it up, put it down, and it works. And this is what bit me on the honey barrels, and it also bit me on the oleochemicals. So my bees got decimated again, and it wasn't like where the bees, like, because I was running the venom, right? The venom was getting consumed, and what happened was I was down to no archwids at all except what I had in the system. Or I think what happened was because the oleochemicals ran out, the honeycomb things ran out, and the whole thing, everything shut down. And I had to ramp it all back up again, and it was a big pain in the butt. It took me hours and hours and hours to build all those bees back up, the archwids. And then it took hours on top of that to get the venom so I can get the good alien sample back up and running. So there is a bug with this system here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to get the barrels back out here like that. So there is a glitch, as you can see, when you have these inserters, mainly the inserter that's empty, putting the empty barrel onto the system here. You can see that when I flip the water this way and then back, that inserter, okay, it worked that time because there was no barrels in there, I think. So I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it this way, flip it that way. Yeah, see, it bugged out. So there's something wrong with this machine. For some reason, the inserter is reading this as there is no input, so I don't know what to do. And then when you put or there's no fluid, so I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm barreling or unbarreling. And then when you lose all fluid from here, this inserter doesn't know what to do. And I think that's what's going on in this case. I'm going to pull all this stuff up here. Get all that back. Get that. Get that. And then we'll get this. Oop, come on. I like to clean up my mess. Okay. Now, the final project that I had to do, that I'm currently running right now. Oh, yeah. True to pYanodons' pain. You know? We have a new power system. And this is solely for power. Now, I'm venting all of the ash right now via flue gas because I just want to get through the sciences and stuff. Well, I gotta test this thing out before I start committing to other things. But this will be an ash to rich clay build, and then we're gonna capture some flue gas if there is no need for stone bricks, because we're gonna need rich clay for other processes coming up. I noticed as I'm going through the Hell mod and FNEI and stuff and seeing things. But right now, I'm waiting on. I have all the. I redesigned this here. Pardon my pumps, but I want to make sure that these damn things get the steam, and also I wanted to make sure that I have to have separation. If you go out map view, you'll notice that this grid is separate. It's only for power. This is a power grid here. And I have 11 wind power here. And this wind power is powering only the miners and the coal preparer, you know, the impact crushers and the automatic screeners. And it's also powering up the inserters, you know, the mini loaders and the pumps and all this infrastructure. So this is an isolated system. If we have a problem with power, we can recover. Now, there was something I had to do, which was kind of a fun little project. I literally disconnected this power pole here. And what happened was I pulled the load off of this. And I allowed the power, and I isolated the flue gas power here, you know, the ash to flue gas. I isolated all of this because this has to be on the grid too. Notice how this is, the DDCs here are also off. They're not on the same grid. I disconnected the power here as well. So this whole system here is running off of 5 wind turbines, the Houts, right there. And this is a quick fix up here. So the power system that I have now, that I just rebuilt, is a hybrid of this. Now we're trying to get better, you know, improvement. Now I have 11 because it seems like, well, I got 5 here and 6 here, so let's go with 11. And yeah, everything is isolated on this build as well as the other one. So, you know, lessons learned, right? This I'm gonna run this through the test. Why is this thing not? Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, it's building up. I have the case filtered here, so there's always slots for coarse and for there's always slots for coarse coal and coal dust, and a bunch of slots for coal, because what's happening is these lanes are backing up, and I want the coarse coal to evacuate quick. I don't want this, you know, backing up and stuff for anything. As you can see, it's kind of, I don't know why this side is being favored. It's kind of weird. Probably because of some kind of inserter behavior, or it could be some grid behavior going on here too. Yeah, so I have to pump more salt in here. I found out in the other power build, when I was messing around with it, trying to, you know, keep my base running, basically, I brought it down to its knees. So we have potentially 6 gigawatts here, but that again, there's a caveat, there's a asterisk on that, because, you know, I'm still learning this I'm still trying to figure this power system out, and, you know, what it can do. Now, what problem I saw was that these weren't able to export the salt water, the molten salt. And that's because these here have a certain amount of salt water in them, right? So what was going on is they were filled with salt. I think what would happen was the molten salt was running out. And so I didn't have any molten salt in this tank. In fact, I should tank up another one of these, but I think I'll be fine. It's the molten salt at the this temperature here. The 1,000. Why does it say 1,000 on there? What is this? That's 1,000. Why is that saying 1,000? It says molten salt temperature 1,000. It's not 1,000. That's not 1,000. That's weird. Well, anyway. So the molten salt that's not heated up wasn't able to evacuate because I had more than all these here had no molten salt, the cooled version from here, from the coolers. And these were backing up with salt, the molten salt. So they were waiting for the molten salt that at 1,000, I would say it's 1,000, but and when they did get it, they couldn't evacuate because this was backed up. So I have a kind of a buffer tank here. I have to double this because we have as many as 1,000 molten salt in these, and so I have to have this system here. And I'll keep an eye on this and see how this works. But you know, I got room for another tank if I need it here. So hopefully this will work. But we're gonna run some research. Let's do it. Now, I'm going to run the bot speed off screen so you guys, you know, there's no reason to do it. Just so you need... Oh, wow, it's only 35%. That's a change. Interesting. Usually it's 65. Okay, whatever. But I'll run that off screen. I'm not too sure what I want to run first, second, third, fourth. But we'll go through these real quick here. A lot of these plants are going to be the same. So we have an MK2 Fauge, and it looks like, let's see, wow, that's interesting. The ingredient is an MK2. And we get the... Oh, so this is a recipe for the spore thing. So it looks like we put one in and we get 5 falgae spores out. So that's a build-up for the MK2. Here's a... Oh, this is interesting. We got 3 spores. Oh, 15. Yeah, so we add the spores, fungal substrate, manure, and water now. And then here is the MK2 falgae. This is how we get it. It's soil, falgae spores, fertilizer, falgae, nitrogen, and a lot of water. And here's where we spin up. We're trying to get that initial MK2. So once this is what's tricky about doing the DNA lab and the bio lab that I was doing, is these are temporary setups. So once we get enough to do this, then we're good to go. Notice we need 10 spores. So once we get the 10 spores, then we get the 2 falgaes, and with a 25% to get a third percent chance, 25% chance to get a third. So we get 2 guaranteed from 10, right? And here's how we get it, but we need the MK2, right? So the MK2 is from here. Once we get the 2, right? Because we need 2. Oh, no. We need 2 for 10. Then we chuck it in here, and the 10 guarantees us 2 back. So it's a back and forth until we get that 3rd and 4th and 5th. And then we start to build, right? And that's what's tricky. So we have to have a system. We have to have a place where we spin this up. And it could take forever. So that's the tricky part about spinning these up, is we have to have an automation in order to throw this off to the side and go do something else, you know. So we'll run that. What I'm gonna do, maybe I'll run a second one to see how things spin out, and then I'll cut back in. Here is a new plant, a guar bean, new machine as well. This one is a lamp, ash, sand, soil, guar bean seeds, and water, and we get 25 guar out of that. So 15 to 25. Okay. It's an elitist bean. And then we have the... Oh, see, this is interesting. We can get the level 2 right away. So we can skip from the 1 right to 2. I'm okay with that, but it's kind of interesting why they chose to do this. Limestone fertilizer, 2 guar, 10 guar beans, bean seeds, and then carbon dioxide water. And we have a 0.5% chance to get a guar level 2. Yeah. And then here is the guar level 2 recipe, which is, similar in composition here. Lamp, ash, coarse faction, fertilizer. 5 level 2 guar bean seeds. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, so we're probably getting more guar bean seeds level 2s than from this process. Yeah, 60% chance. So 2 to 2 with a 60% chance to get a third. And then we have to turn that into enough guar beans to build up our level 2 guars. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run that. I'm not sure what this is used in. It's probably a food, and then we can, do some stuff with it. So I'm going to run those 2 there. And, oh, hold it. There they are. We're running, baby. Oh, this. 62. I'm curious to see how this will run. Under, because when 200 go, it's going to be a big spin up, obviously. I'm almost tempted to limit this to 1 stack instead of 200. It'll run for a long time, though, so I'm not too worried about that. 62. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, you know what? Let's run over there real quick. I want to see how fast they consume. Here we are. So, oh, wow. Look at how slow that is. So, the pyscience 2 is going to last a really long time in these labs. A really long time. I wonder, does it show anything here? Yeah, now, it's 1 every 90. So, you know, it's a, was it, for every 3 minutes, it's 2. Jeez, that's crazy. So, chances are we'll be able to get through a lot of research here, which is good. And I'm going to keep an eye on the power. We'll see how that goes, too. All right, so I'm going to run those 2 researches, kind of assess the situation, make sure everything is running good, and then I'll maybe do 3 researches and see how that goes. So I'll cut back in when these are done. Holy cow. Oh boy. Why? What? How'd I get here? Oh boy. Well, those 2 researches took a while. Hey, look at that. What is that train? I don't know. Sodium hydroxide. Whoa! Yeah, it's busy over here. Holy cow. Let me get out of here. Ah, Jesus. Look at this, man. I turned off the stops. And I like to watch the trains just buzz around. It's pretty fun. All right. Well, the Gwar is done. Gwar. It's a band, I think. A heavy metal band. All right. So, research has been running. As you can see, pYscience 2 is giving me problems right now. All right. Now, why is that? I have no idea. LTN is really pissing me off. I think I gotta increase the threshold. So 2 things are happening right now. pYscience 1, I don't know if I said 2. pYscience 1 is giving me problems because for some reason I can't keep. I have this set to 300. I think the threshold is 100 or something. 175 for glassware. But I have plenty of substrate. I don't know what's going on with the substrate. Whoa, look at all that traffic here. Where is substrate? Oh, here it is. Right over here. So, yeah, I have 400 substrate in here. So, I don't know what's going on. Why LTN is plenty of trains sitting here. So I got to look at that and see why that's happening. Oh, I'm pretty close here. The other issue is glassware. And, you know, it's one of those things, until you run science, you're not going to know what breaks. And then you fix it, you know. So that's why I wanted to run at least 2 researches to see what breaks down. All right, let's go over here. Now, it's running now. Yeah, let's go over here. So, I have it at 100 here and 300. So, I don't understand why this is doing this. And I have, oh, this takes 3 glassware. That's nuts. Yeah, well, 3 to 3, yeah. 18 substrates, so 6 per. Yeah, I hope this works, because I'm really getting frustrated with LTN not delivering enough. Oh, these trains over here. Oh, and then the other issue here is I think I might have to beef this up here again. Gosh darn it, man. I don't know. I think they gotta, I don't know. It seems like they gotta nerf this Kerrigan garbage. I mean, it's a 1-to-1, you know. And it gets irritating because I'm trying to, I mean, aside from getting better moss recipes, because a lot of this is moss, and having the rich clay for, here's another train. The rich clay as opposed to the stone direct to stone bricks. I think that I gotta get less dependence on stone is what I'm seeing here. Oh, and the other thing I had to do, here it is. Automation science. I put one here, a build here. It's a real easy build. All I did was I took it here and flipped it. You know, I just rotated it twice, 180 degrees. Now, this is the preferred yard. This is yard 1, so the science will come from here first. But after I thought about it, I'm like, why don't I have automation science down here? Oh, yeah, I should put it here. So I'm glad I got it down here now. It's obviously not the same as this. I could convert it though. But I fixed automation science, and then pyscience started showing rearing its ugly head. So yeah, the other problem is, oh, my train's over here. Let me grab that and bring it back. The other problem is the glassware, and it comes down to the trioxide, the boric acid, to the boric trioxide or whatever it is. It's this. There's not enough of this here, and hydrogen was an issue. So I'm gonna have to do some crap with hydrogen here. I was slapping these in to see what the problem was here, and it turns out I need more pressure furnaces to do this thing here. I just have to beef it up, is what it comes down to. And here's another issue. Again, we're reliant on stone. Now, granted, this is using less stone than the prior recipes that we've had, or less quartz. There's a stone train, because of all the processing that we're doing. Getting this crap. It's using less quartz, but I think the stone is getting. Yeah, I think the stone is coming in more for this than the quartz now. I'd rather have it the other way around. More quartz, less stone. But anyway, the rubber's working pretty good here, though. 38. Yeah, see, this is, this, I have to do this build. And the power build is doing really good. So we're looking good here. Yeah, we're doing great. Let's see what we got here. So we got 6 gigawatts. We'll say 6 gigawatts, look, we're in the 1 gigawatt range now. Ha! Boom! Yeah, it kind of bounces around because, things kick on, like the centrifuges kick on, or the electric boilers kick on. So yeah, everything is running fine. We'll start to find more bottlenecks, but when you have this size of a base with all these moving parts, you're going to have to, it's just a matter of finding all those little things and getting things balanced out. But yeah, look at that. This intersection is pretty busy. It's pretty cool. The only other thing I could do here is 4 lanes, like I'm doing here. That's why I'm doing, I want to do 4-lane intersections going forward. That's what I'm trying, I should be doing it here, but yeah, I gotta do the 4-lane T's from now on. I gotta start doing that. Hey, I got it here though. Yeah, that's where I did it. Yeah, I'm starting the 4-lane T's here, and then 2-lane tributaries. But that's only because this is 2-lane already, whereas these are 4-lane already. So now I'm 4 to 4. So I'm hoping to carry that over. Now I can, when we go to rebuild a lot of these systems, because we're gonna get new tech for iron and stuff. Iron plate, copper plate, things like that. I'm going to convert these rails. I'll probably be ripping out. Wow, this is busy over here, huh? I'll be ripping this stuff out of here. And we'll be going 4-lane. Iron's keeping up. That's good. Yeah, this... Is that it? 205. Why are you only bringing 205? I don't understand why it's bringing 205. I have 400. Bring me 400. You dumbass. Something's weird here. 206. I'm seriously getting annoyed with this build here. Well, we got the glassware now. That's because only one machine's running. And I'm thinking I might have to set this train item count cargo, because you want the frequency. Oh, look at these things. Protothalons. Oh my god. pyscience is in here somewhere, I think. pyscience 1. Let's go 100. I think that's what I want. Greater than or equal to. I think that's what I want. Yeah, and then go to the yard. Okay. Now, what's taking you so damn long? This thing is just chewing up the... Okay. Greater than or equal to 100. And then... that should do it. Yeah. Yeah, that should do it. 9. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Why it's not delivering. Let's see what it does now. Okay, now it's 302. Go figure. I changed it. I don't think that train took that long to get here, you know. So I'll let this buffer up. I'll let the base calm down, and we'll run some more research. I gotta check the timing on the episode, so I'll be right back, hopefully with some better results. Okay, I've been working. Another day has passed between cuts again. This mod takes days. Okay, you guys are seeing, like, in an hour's time, you're seeing 3 days of work here. It's insane the amount of stuff that has to be done. All right, let me show you what I've got before we run. Well, let's run the research first, and then I'll show you, because then that's running. All right, all that research is done, and, you know, the testing has been completed, and I've made adjustments. All right, wow, look at this. Kike 20. Lamp, ash, that's, ooh, I like that, ash. Sand, biomass, fertilizer. Kike seeds, 15. 4 clay, 500 water, and carbon dioxide. That's good. Okay. And we get 20. We'll have to compare that to the other recipes. And then finally we have a Kike 2. And it looks like it's the same thing, a 0.5% chance to get that level 2 module. And, you know, a similar recipe as, you know, as the one to make it. And then we get a 50% chance to get a return on a Kike. So, you know, it's pretty similar now. We're seeing a kind of a trend there. And then this one is the seeds. Oh, interesting. Seeds to... Oh, wow. Okay. 5 Kike seeds. Oh, it's using the Flutec. Which, that is a... Well, the Flutec is a little tricky. We'll have to bleed some off. I didn't realize until now, oh, we're going to need that, you know, for spinning these up. But it looks like we have a potential, oh, I see, a 50% chance to get a total of 6 max. And then we get a chance to get, ooh, wow. Oh, interesting. We only get a 25% chance to get all of our seeds, our 2 seeds back. Wow, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal, but the chance to get 6 trees to 5 seeds, that could spin up that process quick if you hit on a couple times, you know. And then here is, okay, so it's 4 trees to 5 seeds, and that's where if you get your 4 back guaranteed. Okay, there. Okay, that's good. All right, we'll queue that up. This one is an interesting one. Nitrobenzene. Benzene, sulfuric acid. Now, we're collecting the benzene thanks to the comments about... We had a good discussion about benzene and how it's possible my earth science teacher was maybe misinformed. I don't know. He had a doctorate degree. At least he claimed he did. You know, it just goes to show you, we're all human, right? But benzene isn't like insta-kill. I would imagine people would be dying a lot, right? Because benzene's probably in everything. Well, it's in some things. You know, you could probably come in contact with it. But this one gives us nitrobenzene, sulfuric acid, ammonia, and benzene. So nitro. And then we use that with iron plate to get iron oxide. And we're going to need a recipe. We're going to need iron oxide for, I think, pyrite and stuff. So we'll have to see how this one plays out as far as how much iron oxide we're going to need. But it's kind of interesting because we're converting iron ore to iron oxide, and we don't need, like, there's certain processes that we can only get it as a byproduct right now. That's all we get it from. It's just byproducts from the coal processing and other things. I think it's the antimony as well. So this is a good one. I'm glad we have some way of getting iron oxide. So we'll cue that up. And notice the time, 90 seconds and 600. And then there's a red belt research coming up here, but I don't know when it is. We have to get through a lot of these. I'm just going to go down the line here. Oh boy, a new creature, a new plant. Reina, plantation. Doesn't look like there's anything in there we can't do. Bohodos spores. Navin's spores. I think we haven't had to play with those yet, but we do have it unlocked. And then we get 8 Reina. Or it's 8 Reina. And then we get sporal pollinia. Out of that. And then this is the DNA, the way we create it. Oh, sunflower. Okay. So it's a sunflower, all that stuff. Oh, good alien samples now. You see that? Eesh, that hurts. And then the codex is about, the same as any other that we have. Usually when it's a plant, it has a lamp in there, I think. Logistics science pack and the thing there, the codex. And then we have 4 to 7 Reina seeds there. And then, here's the recipe to make it. 4 to 4. Okay, yeah. Course faction, soil, fertilizer, the seeds, water, and manure bacteria. I'm glad it's on the network now. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll have, obviously we'll have to see what that's used in. There's probably some animals we feed it to. Look at all this stuff. Let's skip that for now. Sap seeds, MK3, urea, sodium or sodium alginate moss. We need MK2 sap trees and muddy sludge. And here's where, once we have a seeding of the level 2s, now we can generate more level 2s with the process. So I'm going to have to set up the bio/DNA lab bot-based, and we have to have these machines that are going to, have a certain amount on hand. So we have to have the level 1 creator, build, level 2, and now the level 3 spin up. We dismantle that and then create a level 3 maintainer. I think that's kind of how I'll coin it. Bone meal, fertilizer, sap seeds, level 2. Okay, level 3. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. It's because these are really slow. Level 3 sap. Where is that? Here. Okay. We get the seeds from the sap. And then we get the tree. Yeah. Sap seeds planter box. Okay. Sap tree. Cool. All right. We'll start that up. I don't want to go through this right now because the episode's getting a little tight. Oh, and then I have a list right here. There's the list on a piece of paper of all the projects that I'm going to be, we have to do. But we're going to get through the research first because there's a lot. Okay, this is, now this is interesting. Slaked lime, or slaked lime, I think it's called. Slaked. Because there's no, it's not SLCK, it's slaked. And we get 30 seaweed out of this, so this is pretty good. And we do get the slaked lime from the acetone, I think it is, for lead and tin. No, lead and the other one. Oh, titanium. But yeah, we'll have to see how we can generate the slaked lime. And then here, okay, molybdenum. This is what we need for the seaweed level 2, which I haven't had to do yet. I kind of pushed that back because, obviously science was more of importance. But we'll have to do a build of this. And there is a molybdenum plate, so we will need this. And we have to be aware of the fact that we'll have to pull some stuff out, for having an LTN, a little train for it, or a stop. And then, so we're using our level 2 seaweed and to get that as well. Okay, cue that up. Seaweed. Okay, now, oh god, this is a nightmare. Let's do this sugar. It looks pretty easy. Oh, this is weird. 2 for us, 10 tufras for A-type molasses, which is very interesting. Potatoes to molasses, we get a little useful but smelly. Get a little biomass out of that. Sweet syrup. So use the A-type molasses plus lime, and we get this sweet syrup. And then we get sugar. The bones and sweet syrup together give us 10 sugar. And I think this will allow us to do the really good alien food, worker food, for our little dino, our digger dinos eventually. So we'll cue that one up. And let's take a look at, that's a lot. Oh, yeah, let's get this queued up here. Tufra, 8. MK01. Looks like they're adding ash and biomass and fertilizer now to this. And then we have the level 2 Tufra, where it's a chance to get it. And once we get it, then we can do a spin up to get a few of these, enough to run the permanent setup. And then once we get look at this, it's phosphoric acid, lime biomass fertilizer, the Tufra MK02, we get a guaranteed 3 to 10 potential. So we definitely get, this is like a really nice, easy spin up. And look, liquid manure. Hey, I'm glad I have that on the network, so we'll queue that up. Cool. There's a lot, PyScience 2 unlocked allows us to research all these new creatures and stuff, and a lot of really cool stuff. We'll get to, once this finishes up, then we'll queue up another. Next episode, we'll queue up some more. And, so let me show you what I got. The glassware is done. Whew. All right. It's expanded. And it is hungry for stone. And it is probably the cleanest build I've done yet with glassware. I tucked in the stoppers here. I got the rubber coming in. So here's borax going to this stuff here, the diborane. I decided to just go with the oxygen and vent, or hydrogen vent oxygen. In future builds, I want to try to capture this stuff, but it's kind of crazy right now. So I'm just doing the best I can. So we get the diborane, and then we get the boric acid, and 5 of these babies here for the. I think it's, I don't know, I can't remember what the name of this ever is, but it's I think it's boric. I can't remember, but it's the. What do? We cook it with Coke, and then we get it's like a doping. It dopes this so we get a better yield. So it's, we get 5 glassware out of this. And check this out. Look at this. 1,000. So the rubber and Coke is coming out here. Split lane, baby. And then we have, it's only 1 Coke for this. And 1, I think it's, I'm not sure how much rubber these take. But we get a good yield. With the rubber yield we have on the back end, this is really helpful, because we'll be able to produce rubber really quick. And then we got that hot air. Everything else is the same from here down, except for a few extra machines I had to add for the extra capacity. And this is I'm leaving this glassware in for now. There's no reason to take it down. And I went ahead and did a Kerrigan pickoff here. So this stupid thing, there is nothing we can do with Kerrigan except this. And the one thing that I could do is just bleed off the shale oil right from here. But I don't want to do that because we're better off having the Kerrigan turned into this shale oil than not, right? Future plan is to set up a kerosene burner, because the best way to use this is when we start to ramp up and the stone starts getting, consumed. I'm hoping there's recipes that kind of wean us off, or allow us to wean ourselves off of so much stone consumption, because the Kerrigan is a real pain in the side right now. So now I have redone the stacker here. It's a 2-train stacker. And I can add to this a little bit this way, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to push this over. Now, this is the problem with doing angle stackers with Factorio, you have to be set up for angled stackers. I am set up for blocks, not angled blocks. So I thought I'd try this and see how it works. I always want to try new things if I can. And I might do a vertical stacker here and get more trains in this thing, just in case. But that is done. So I have 2 trains that are point to point. And this is on Circuit Network here. And it's based on this being 30,000 or more, or over 30,000. And then down here in the power plant, which is a long drive, but hey, here's our Kerrigan dump off. And I tried to, there's plenty of buffer lanes here, buffer space for 2 trains, you know, 1 in, 1 out. I doubt they're going to get here at the same time because the one's got to load and travel. And in this case here, I have marked off the lower portion for Kerrigan, and that's going to prioritize the Kerrigan to be burnt here throughout the coal plant. If the case, I think, has the way the case empties is bottom up, is how it works. So that's that. Now I think that's it. I think that's all I did off screen. And then, okay, future plan. I'm going to have to rebuild the rubber. And what I'm going to have to do is this spot here. I think I mentioned this already. I'm going to have to pull the fish out. And I'm going to do a latex build here. And then belt the latex here. And it would eliminate train travel and stuff for the latex at least. But, you know, we're still, you know, training stuff around, but it would eliminate that large travel time. And then I got to beef this up a little bit. I got to actually request more organic solvent, and I might pipe this over here, because why not? You know, I can go down this way and right on up in. I think that's what I'm going to do. You know, it's not a long pipe, you know. When you start getting on trains, you tend to get myopic, you know, you tend to have more, I don't want to use a belt longer than man, we had a belt base going from where? we had a belt base from here all the way down to here, right? It's not a problem belting stuff, you know, just calm yourself down, right? So let's see how we're doing here. We're all cooking here. Good. Oh, another thing that I gotta point out is that we are running more labs than we ever have so far. And that's the plan going forward, is to expand our science labs to accommodate for the higher science cost, because we need more science packs to get it done. And that's why I was okay with, you know, a couple not running prior. But now we got to up our game because, you know, like I said, I'm going to be sitting here for 5 hours waiting for one research, you know, which is fine. I mean, it's okay. It's fun to build this stuff. I'm having a blast playing the mod. I really enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to getting all this cool stuff, you know, maybe closing some loops. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. We have PyScience 2. This has been a PyScience 2 episode. I keep forgetting because this is a 3-day recording. Spanning 3 days, literally, of doing all these things. And so I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.